What is going on, guys? Welcome back. It is Institutional here, and I'm going to show you guys again. Remember how we talked about we're going to be doing daily videos like this every 2 to 3 times a week, and just going over our charts, and so we can annotate and have an idea what we're supposed to be looking for of what happened that certain day, right? This is how we're supposed to backtest and how we journal our trades. So I'm going to tell you guys the price action that I saw today and the price action that I saw yesterday. So we're going to go over the stuff that I saw and how we can actually annotate this from a day-to-day basis. So we'll start with US 30 or US 500, right? So as far as US 500 goes, yesterday, for example, we understand that we were in a bullish order flow. And why is that? Because we can tell how on London session, we came and grabbed some stops and price came up higher. Now, the liquidity being built here, I want to see all of this grabbed. So I want to see this grabbed and I want to see these lows right here grabbed. So all I did now was go ahead and mark these areas off yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it off for you guys. I'll mark that off like this. And all I was waiting for was some sort of rejections from this rejection that we have up here. So our levels of structure for me, we're going to be this high right here, this high and this low. So here's going to be my long-term high where we shouldn't break that. And if we break that, we're in the wrong side of the trade, right? Because here we have that order block, these order block, and here we have that imbalance, which we reject that. So now, price starts coming up, and at 8:30 we get this push up higher, which is what we want to see. We want to see this push up higher if we're looking for the sells. If we're looking for the shorts, or we're looking for the long, sorry, we're looking for that, but in the opposite end. So price comes up and then it drops down. So you could capitalize on these longs. You're in the correct side of order flow. Now, when it comes back up here at 8:30, we're looking for these equal lows on here to get grabbed. So this is what I had my eyes on to get grabbed, right? Then what I did was I dropped down to the M5. And all I'm looking for here is some sort of displacement between this range that we were in. So this range, I'm looking for something to show me that price wants to go lower. So if you look at that, I'll go ahead and mark off my 50%. I didn't see anything, so I went down to the M2. If you look at the M2, when we were over here, well, what can you see here clear as day above the 50%? Here you have a solid fair value gap and you have a breaker candle. So once I saw that, all I did was mark this off right here. And I went ahead and marked off my fair value gap right here. And all you do now is set your entry at the 50% and you set your stops below that, right? This is the way that we trade. So we learned that it's like this, 50% and stops above the breaker. All I was looking for now was price to come back right down to grab these midnight lows or this overnight run that we had. And from there on, you can go ahead and take that profit, right? So that was the only trade we took for yesterday, and I'm going to tell you guys what happened today, right? This is the order flow that we had. We came down, we got the structure 6 to 1. You don't really need more than that. We can go over about what price did after that, but we don't need to cover that all entirely too much. We can just go over now to what happened today, right? So what happened today? If you look at what happened today, well, what did we have here? We have still these equal lows pending because, yeah, we had a small purge, but it hasn't grabbed it yet. Here you have your daily lows now, and here you have your daily highs. What I saw was that we grabbed this liquidity level right here. So all the sells that were combined at here, they got stopped out. So anybody that was looking to sell here, they got stopped out, and anybody that was looking to buy here, they got stopped out. So this becomes now your breaker candle right here, and this M15 structure. This breaker candle is like this, and you also have now a fair value gap right here. So what I would have preferred to see at the overnight session was something to tell me that price wants to come down here lower, right? I'm gonna drop down. I'm gonna go to US 30 real quick because it's a little bit cleaner than S&P now when it comes to this day on. So let's go to US 30, right? So again, price is basically US 30 and S&P are the same thing. So once again, here we had the lows that got grabbed down here. And here we have the highs that we grabbed up here, right? So once we already stopped everybody out, this becomes your breaker candle right here. And this is now today, the 17th, where I was looking for price action. And I'm gonna tell you guys how I messed up. And this is also an example of even messing up because I didn't mess up. I was looking at the wrong side of the trend for the overall move, right? I could have caught a decent amount to the downside, but I was looking at price for the overall move. So basically, here you have that breaker candle, right? Where we grab liquidity, and here you have a fair value gap. All right, here we have the midnight open like we had yesterday. We didn't quite drop down, but order flow is still showing us that we're bullish, right? What I wanted to see was price at least come back down towards this order block down here that we have pending, because we never quite mitigated that. We tapped into it, but we never quite tapped into the order block itself. You can see we just ran above it, and these lows to me looked entirely too clean. Now, the problem is I missed something very important, which is what we covered before, right? When you're looking at order flow, when you're looking at levels, you have to think to yourself, where can the smart money trader be looking to capitalize from? So if we look to the left, well, what do we have here? I already covered to you guys how we got a breaker candle and we stopped everybody else. So this is a footprint that smart money has left for us right here. So any smart money trader was looking to short here. Once they bring price above it, like they did over here, right? They're going to bring price back down so they can mitigate their losses. So once they mitigate that losses, they will actually use this as a buying pool. And I missed this today. I wasn't looking at this as a buying area. I was looking for price to come back down lower and actually come back down towards this area. So this is the importance of actually journaling the way that I'm telling you guys, right? Because you start looking at things the way that you didn't see it the day of. So today I was looking for shorts, and I'm going to tell you guys I missed the trade right here, but you could see where the longs kind of open up. So now let's look at what price this today, right? So price comes up higher and we open up right here, right here. If you're looking for sells, all I want to see again is the same pattern that we covered earlier. I want to see price shoot above that. So what did we get up here? We got price that shot above it right here. So we got our fake out and then price drops down. So now we have a displacement. Now let's drop down to the M5 structure. All right. What I saw in the M5 structure is that we made run up higher above the 830 opening price and we dropped down lower. Now I should have been focused on this breaker candle that we have right here, because here we also have an imbalance. So once we combine both of these, once we combine this breaker candle and once we combine this imbalance, I am able to capitalize from this short right here, right? I could have my entry right here and I could have my stop loss below that, but I wasn't. I actually missed this trade because I dropped down to the M2. And what I saw was something like this, right? I saw that here we had a cleaner fair value gap, a smaller one right here. And I wanted price to shoot back up towards that area. So we had a pending here and we can see how it just ran above it, but it never triggered us into it right there. It was for a solid little 7-1. What I was looking for was for price to come back up here, tap us in, and then I wanted price to drop back down to this area, which we didn't, but we dropped down a nice solid 7-1 if it would have triggered us in. I was looking for price to come back down over here for a solid 8-1, but even down here where we dropped down would have been perfectly fine. So now that's looking at the sell side bias of today, right? Something important to take note of as well. You can see how even this little gap in the future actually gets tapped into. So again, it's footprints that the market leaves you for you to capitalize from. So I missed the sell. And I missed the sell as well, because what do you see here? I saw price drop down lower. So all I'm looking for now, since we have the displacement, was price to come back up above. Now, it was going to be a little bit riskier because it's not quite above the 50%. But once we drop down like this, then I wanted price to actually come back up above this area. But now we're getting to a late time. So when I saw price, I was looking for it to come back up here and potentially drop down. But once I start seeing price giving me this, where it starts making that higher low point, I went ahead and told everybody to close the pending because we were getting late in the day and I don't want anybody to be getting stuck in the opposite end of the trade. But I was looking at, all right, why did price now not reject this and actually continue going up higher? So this is where now the back testing comes in, the price action that you studied through the day, because yes, you could have capitalized if you got in this short. Yes, you could have capitalized if you got in this short right here as well. But the order flow for the day is bullish. So you're able to catch both ends if you're able to catch it correctly. So for the day yesterday, the order flow was bullish. Yes, we could have caught this short right here, but if we're able to capitalize on both ends, once we see some sort of price action here, then we're able to get in the longs right there, right? So now, moving forward, since we understand that this M15 structure gets used as a buying pool, right? If we would have understood this before, we can go ahead and delete this. And I expect this to not get grabbed. And all we're doing now basically is looking for the 50% under to be looking to buy and the 50% over to be looking to sell, right? So once price comes below here at the discount, I'm going to go ahead and jump onto the M5 and see what I can see. So if you look at here, we have a solid displacement and we have a fair value gap right here. So this could have been an entry for the long, and we could have been aiming for where? For the highs up here where we had our entry earlier. It could have been like this, and you could have been triggering right there. And that would have been a solid little 4-to-1. You would have gotten triggered in right here, and you would have been aiming for the price to come up here, right? Now, let's say that hits, right? You understand that the pool overall is over here for the day, because here's where we had the push up for the day, and there's imbalances here. So we would probably just want to take it over here to this order block, because we're already reaching, look at the time, it's 3:14. Most likely, if they were accumulating for the longs, they will be profit taking, right? If they're accumulating here, if they were accumulating here, if they were mitigating the losses here, there will be profit taking happening here, because today we had a short range. So what happens next? Well, price comes and mitigates that area that we had earlier in the morning, and then it shoots all the way down. So what are we looking for here? If we drop down to M15 right here, sorry, we have an order block here, right? All we want to see is the order block being respected. It could wick us out, but we're looking for something to tell us that price wants to go higher. So from this range, we're looking for some sort of displacement to let us know that price wants to go back up higher towards this buying level that we have, towards this resistance, quote unquote, right? And I missed this. I wasn't able to capitalize on this long today, right? So today I didn't take a buy nor a sell. We didn't trade because it didn't trigger us in, and then it triggered us in earlier after, but we already didn't have the pendant anymore. And then when it came down, I wanted price to come all the way down here for me to be looking for longs. But the problem was that I missed this buying pool where, again, there was supposed to be selling before that uses as a buying side. So now let's drop down to the M5. If you look at the M5, well, do you have any type of displacement here? No. So you can't really trade from this. So we'll drop down to M2 here. And here you can see something a little bit cleaner, right? What do we have here? Here we have a displacement to the upside from this buying pool. So we ran stops right here. We had a nice, decent purge. We understand that we have a buying pool to the left, so we can write that down. And all we're looking for now is some sort of imbalance. So this right here is a smaller imbalance. And we also have an order block right there. So we can mark that off like this, and we can mark it off like this. And we could have our entry right here at this order block, because here we have an order block with the buying pool. So now, keeping that in mind, what do you do next? All you do here is you go ahead and put your entry down here, you put your stop loss below, and you're looking for the AM session run above here. And this, you would have caught it if you were on the correct side of the buying pool. And I missed it today because, like I said, I was too focused on the shorts and this trend and liquidity. I wasn't focused on what the order flow was telling me as far as the day goes, right? So even if you could capitalize in the shorts, you're able to have kind of like a ping pong if you know where price can reverse from both ends, right? If you have this type of market happening, which is what we have now. We have an expanding market, but for today, it was ranging in this buying pool liquidity where you could have capitalized whenever you grab liquidity to come back up to the upside. So that's the data that I gathered today and that I can show you guys, so you guys can study from it with US30, a little bit with S&P. If we look S&P, it's the same thing, but US30 is what it looked a little bit cleaner for us today. So I don't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to show you guys a little bit about how I saw structure and how I messed up today, because we don't always get it right. And yeah, just hope you guys got a little bit from this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, take it easy, guys. Safe trading.